Welcome everyone, today I have a new Diablo 4 Season 1 leveling guide. As you guys can see behind me, we have lots of detailed notes combined with the latest patch notes for Season 1. And what you can see is there's reno changes, there's experience changes, there's a lot of changes that will affect how we level into different stages. And what I want to do is, I want to provide you guys with a summary list of what you can do at each stage of the game. And you can see there are different notes of using different methods for leveling at different stages. When to clear the capstones and what to do at each stages. When can you be farming for Nightmare Dungeons, and also when can you be going for the best rewards for the Seasonal Malignant Heart. So we have lots of information over here with leveling guides, with different patch notes, and also with adjustments for Season 1. Now today we have an amazing giveaway sponsored by Signal RGB. Skytech Gaming, Intel, and also Signal RGB have come together to bring you this Diablo 4 inspired PC. As you guys can see, the potions inside reacts to our health and also resource in Diablo 4 in real time. This is super cool, right? Now this is made possible by Signal RGB app, which syncs RGB devices for any brand to bring you a cohesive lighting experience. Signal RGB is the leader in RGB control software. Skytech Gaming is the leader in designing high-quality, pre-built gaming PCs. And Intel is the leader in CPUs. They are trusted resource by industry professionals and also brand leaders. Now inside this hand-printed chest contains the 13th Gen Intel 13600K and RTX 4070, giving you all the legendary hardwares you need to defeat Lilith and also having the most fun in Diablo 4. Now to enter this amazing giveaway, make sure you guys click the links below in the video description and make sure you guys enter before the giveaway deadline for your chance to win this amazing Diablo 4 PC. Now this video will be broken down into 3 parts. There will be the initial preparation, that the things you have to do at the start of the game, which is recommended. And the second part is what you do to unlock your World 3 difficulty for your capstone. And finally, what to do once you have Nightmare Dungeons. So this video, make sure you guys use the timestamps for the best result for leveling in Season 1. Now over here, I want to say a big thank you for Rex for sharing his leveling guide, and I am learning a lot from his leveling guide, and will be referring back to his Excel sheet which he has updated for the Seasonal 1 Nightmare Dungeons. You're gonna see that some of the dungeons has been rotated out from the previous pre-season, so this is very important and we're going to talk about this as well. So coming over to the first part. This is the initial preparation, and I do recommend us to have a look before the start of the season. And in my future videos, I'll show you guys how I plan to play a Druid character for Season 1. So what I recommend is coming over to the leveling guide for Mobilitics or Max Roll. It's a really good start. So here you can see some of the leveling guide on Mobilitics, and what you're going to see is, notice at the bottom section there will be the leveling build for different classes. So what you can do is, you can be picking different classes over here with the builds. And once you pick the classes, then come down over here for the leveling build. And once you select the leveling build, you can see there's a number of builds. Similarly, over here with Max Roll, you can be picking different classes and also different build for the leveling build. Make sure you guys pick a leveling build, and what you can do is, once you go into those builds, if you click on the leveling button over here, you can see each stages of which of the skills is recommended. This is quite important if you guys are new to the class, but if you guys know the class, this is not a big deal. Now similarly, I also recommending us to pick an endgame build for a class after level 50. This is quite important, and the second thing is, it was mentioned in the patch notes. We should be logging on with a no seasonal character. Notice here I'm logging on with my level 100 Barbarian. We should be logging on with a no seasonal character before the start of the season. This character should have the story fully cleared and also Lilith statue unlocked. This is quite important when you first start the season. Now once we start our seasonal character, we are recommended to start on World Difficulty 1. Yes, there have been buffs to the item drops, and also, a few things is being buffed on World Difficulty 2 with the latest patch notes. But if you start on World Difficulty 1 and also skip the campaign, it is still the fastest way to be leveling your characters. And similarly, make sure you guys claim the Reynolds and also extra skill points we get from unlocking the map and also the Lilith statues. We don't have to rush for Reno level 3 right away, which I'll explain to you guys very soon why. Now over here, you can see some of the changes from the latest patch notes, including the change of Reno, which means that if we clear more dungeons, we're actually getting more Renos out of this. This means we can clear less side quests for Reno level 5, and the dungeons, they can be cleared with Nightmare Dungeons, and this is the best part. Now, there have been some nerfs to the experience. Previously, we were getting 25% more experience for having monsters 3 level higher. Now with 3 level higher, we're getting 4.5% more experience. So there is a bit of nerf to experience, but I do think this is compensated through the battle pass. Now, just a small reference on the patch notes, there's also nerfs to the boosting of experience for lower level characters. This is not a major factor for the starting of the seasons, but this will be a factor if you're making your second character, which we'll look into a guide very soon. Now, coming over to the second part. Now, once you guys have done your initial preparation, you'll be leveling from level 1 to about level 45, 47 or 50 to try to unlock the first World Difficulty 3. So this is the capstone dungeon for World Difficulty 2. Now over here, if we come back to Rax's video, you can see that he has provided us with an Excel file that has some of the leveling guide and also maps over here. I'll give you guys a brief example. He has pinpointed and also shared a few of the different leveling guide. It is recommended to follow a leveling guide, but it's not the biggest deal. Over here, we'll focus on the biggest highlight from what we learned from Rax. So once you guys start with your character, and now that you have a leveling build in mind, you should be unlocking the key codex for your legendary effects. And this is quite important because the rest we can unlock after World Difficulty 3, because you can be teleporting to Nightmare Dungeons with the sigils, which saves a lot of time. So right away, we can look into leveling while unlocking some of the key codex we need for the class we have. And then we're going to look into a very special and also interesting stronghold resetting trick. So for more clarity, I do recommend coming over to Rax's video as he explains more things into details. If we come over to the Excels he has provided to us, he has been calculating the best experience for different stronghold. So notice the top 4 stronghold provide a lot of good experience and also lots of drops for rare items and also legendary items. This is quite important, and to give you guys a small summary, what you want to do is we want to be going for stronghold with the best experience and also best loots, and we do this in a skill rotation. So first we go to the stronghold with the loots, and once we have enough loots, we go for stronghold with more experience, and then we come back to the stronghold with more loots, and then we finish off by using those items and also experience to clear the capstone dungeon for World Difficulty level 3. Now a brief explanation of the stronghold resetting trick. So what Rax and also lots of players are recommending is that you start the stronghold, you clear the stronghold for the elite monsters and also the loot and also experience in the stronghold, but you do not kill the boss, and you also don't ring the bell to finish the stronghold. And once you exit the game by going to character selection and then you come back to the game, you can start the stronghold again. And this allows you to fight monsters which are 2 levels above you for the bonus experience, and they also provide lots of items. Now the 3 best stronghold we can be looking for leveling is going to be the Onyx Watchtowers for the best loots, and also the Temple of the Rod for the best experience. Now before we get to the Temple of the Rod, you can also go with Cold Dragon for some decent experience by level 27. And together using those methods, and also Rax explained this in more details, you can be rotating those strongholds by resetting those for the best experience, best loots, for the best power up and also the best speed leveling to clear your capstone. And I do think this is the most important part in leveling. So whether you're playing yourself or with a friend, if you use this method, you can be leveled so much faster and getting more items this way. Now during the guide video, Rax was saying that you want to be 3 levels lower than the monsters in the dungeons for the maximum experience. But if you guys recall over here, we have seen the experience has been nerfed. So previously we'll try to be 3 levels lower than the monsters. And this is why you can see in Rax's video, some of the guide was referring to level 27, 47 or 67. This is because the monsters are 3 levels higher than the players. But since the changes, you don't really have to struggle for this as much, because the difference you're getting is 1.5 more experience. Previously it was 10%, 20%, 25%. So there is a difference between previous and now the changes of experience. Now if you guys are planning to play with a party member, do keep in mind guys, you do get bonus experience for playing a party. But now the changes with the latest patch notes is that the monster HP will scale higher. This means with extra party players in the party, you have a tougher monster to fight with more bonus experience. With a more bonus HP, experience would be great, right? Now coming over to our final part. So now that you have unlocked World Difficulty 3, there's a lot of things we can do. The first thing is we can look into the World Boss for additional loot and also more potion drops, and this is from the latest patch notes. Now as for the Seasonal Malignant Heart, what is recommended is, because those heart actually scales with our character level, I recommend going for this at a higher level to get the most results out of it. So for me, I want to start this after level 70. Of course, you can do this a little earlier. It is optional, and I'm sure you guys are excited to try this out. Now that we have World Difficulty 3 unlocked, we'll be using Nightmare Dungeons to be leveling. Because if you guys remember, I'll show you guys some of the previous notes. There have been a massive increase of the Nightmare Dungeon loot drops, and also massive increase of the experience from the Nightmare Dungeons. So once we can unlock World Difficulty 3, jumping into the Nightmare Dungeon is the best way to be leveling for items and also for experience. Now over here, if we come over to the Excel from Rex, you can see that he has mentioned some of the Nightmare Dungeons has been rotated out for Season 1. This is why you're going to see a lot of unfamiliar names, and those unfamiliar names for the Nightmare Dungeons also means that they have different monsters, different density, and also different experience. Now what is recommended is, I recommend going for the Nightmare Dungeons that is at the top of the list. The Odious Cave is likely going to be the best dungeon with the highest experience per hour. There's also other dungeons we haven't tried before. So what I do recommend is going for Rex's tier list for now, and I'll be making a new tier list for you guys once we have tested more dungeons. Now if you guys do happen to be finding some of the other dungeons which is not that interesting or you haven't tested, you can try to be testing those dungeons, but I don't recommend going for dungeons that is much lower or with a worse FX. And this means you can be salvaging those dungeons and crafting those dungeons at the top of the list. Now once we have unlocked World Difficulty 3, we can also start looking to the Helltide. Now do keep in mind guys, the Helltide monsters have been buffed, so they're a little stronger with 3 levels ahead of the players. They also have increased the cost of the Mysterious Chest, which previously was 175, now it's 250. But in compensation, they have increased the drop rate of the Aberrant Cinders from different looted items. So what is recommended is, do a bit of the Helltide at World Difficulty 3, so you can have some crafting materials and also for your upgrading, so you can unlock World Difficulty 4. Now previously, Rex has recommended to go for World Difficulty 4 around level 67. Now should you feel that you are stronger, you can do this earlier, but if you feel yourself a little weaker, you can do this later as well. And once we unlock World Difficulty 4, everything is pretty straightforward. So here we'll be going with, aiming for level 70 to unlock the highest grade of the gems we can be crafting at the jeweler. We should also be going for World Boss for the drop rate of more unique items that is available to the pool. There will also be a chance of Uber Uniques in the Helltide, which is going to be really cool. And with the latest Uber Uniques, it reminds me of Path of Exile with the Headhunters. And what I recommend is, if you guys getting some really decent or okay engine gears, you can reroll this once to see if you get a really good FX for Power Spike. And finally, of course, make sure you guys try the new seasonal theme and farm some Malignant Hearts after level 70. Because those items do scale with level, the higher level you are, the stronger the effects you get. And of course guys, as you farm the Nightmare Dungeons, you'll be getting a boost of Rhinos from 30 to 40. Which means if you farm your Nightmare Dungeons, you're also getting lots of Rhinos. And this will help you to unlock the Rhino to level 5, which provides us with 20 more Paragon points. Now hopefully you guys found this video helpful. I try to make it short and also concise. And for everything that is mentioned in this video, the leveling guides from different websites, and also anything that Rex has provided, I will be attaching his video. And definitely have a look at his video. It is very nicely summarized, and he do go to things into more details. And you can come over here to have a look at his Excel guide, which provides us with a lot of information. And a big thanks for Rex for teaching us how to leveling for Season 1. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.